Hey everybody, so today we're going to be doing a gameplay video. I did one of these months ago where I just have gameplay in the background and I talk about whatever it is that I want to talk about. So today I think I want to talk about, oh my gosh, okay, this guy just conceded as soon as he saw me. That's crazy. Okay, back on topic. So today we're going to be talking about deism. And I'll give a brief explanation of what that is, and then I'll talk about why I'm talking about it and that kind of stuff. So, deism is the idea that yes, there is a creator behind the universe. There is some kind of higher power. I've heard it referred to as the architect and some other names. But just because there's a higher power doesn't necessarily entail that he's a personal being who revealed himself. That's what deism is. Deism kind of, and I hope I'm not strawmanning this. Somebody let me know in the comments if I'm messing this up. But the way they see it, there is no revelation. He just kind of made everything and let it do its own thing. So he's not personal. He doesn't get involved in the personal lives of his creation, and he doesn't really care that much about that. And honestly, that was a position that I used to hold when I realized that there was like overwhelming evidence for some kind of higher power. That's a position that I used to hold and I respect quite a bit, honestly. I think deism is a big step above atheism, but I see some problems with it, and these are just like some surface level issues that I'm pointing out here, and maybe somebody can resolve these issues, and maybe somebody can correct me or something like that. But there's some problems that I see with it, and I haven't really seen a solution to them. I haven't really seen them ever be reconciled. So my first problem, and really the problem that I'm going to be talking about here, is morality, because deists, I'm pretty sure, accept morality. They accept that there is a source of morals, and that source of morals, as we know, has to be a transcendent source of morality, which we would call God, because otherwise morals just do not work. Oh no, this deck is gonna destroy me. Okay, so as we know, we need a transcendent source for morality, or morality is meaningless and garbage and means nothing, right? Well, to my knowledge, they'd accept that there's a moral source, but they wouldn't say that he's personal. And that's the problem. The first issue I see is, okay, if we all have this innate sense of morality that has to come from somewhere else, which we do, we all have a sense of moral obligation, and we all have a sense of moral responsibility and stuff. So that's true. But my question would be, oh no, I just burned a bunch of cards. My question would be, number one, doesn't that invalidate the idea that he's not personal anyway? Because apparently he went out of his way to give us moral obligations, but if he doesn't care about it, then why is he giving moral obligations to begin with? That would be my first question. So I feel like that kind of disproves the idea that he's not personal if he went out of his way to give us moral obligations. But my other question would be, and this one's more damning, is how do we know that the morality that we have is the correct one? Because deists don't believe in moral, or in they do believe in morals, my bad. They don't believe in a personal being, and they don't believe in a being who revealed himself in humanity and in history. Yeah, they don't believe in that. So my question would be, how do you know that the morality that we've discovered is correct? Yes, we all have an innate sense of moral obligation. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I don't even know what plays I'm making at this point. So how do we know that the sense of moral obligation that we have that leads us to conclude that certain things are immoral, how do we know that this feeling we have is actually correct if the God that exists didn't reveal himself in any kind of way? I mean, we always have this atheist polemic. It's very common to hear of, Oh, I don't need a uh-oh. I don't need a book to tell me how to live and how to act. Okay, maybe. But what you do need is some kind of revelation of how you're supposed to live in some kind of transcendent moral source, because otherwise, like, how do you know that what you are doing is actually correct? Because maybe, okay, maybe you don't need a book, but you do need some kind of revelation from the moral source, which would be God, of how to live and what is actually correct and what is actually not correct. And so deists don't seem to have this this view. They don't seem to have this revelation. So my question would be, how do we know that the things that we've concluded are immoral are actually immoral? Maybe you could say, oh, by human reasons, but by human reason, we can't really conclude that. I mean, we can try to conclude it, but we can't ever have anything definitive if we don't have revelation. And that is the problem that I see with deism. Is if we're gonna grant morals, number one, then the being has to be personal. Because if we all have this innate sense of moral obligation, then the creator went out of his way to give that to every person, and that is by definition personal. And two, yes, we have this moral obligation, but how do we know that the things we've concluded are moral are actually moral if we don't have revelation? Those are the two problems that I mainly see with deism. And if anybody can answer those, I would appreciate it. This is something that theism answers, and from here, from this point, it would be a good idea to investigate theism for anybody who might be on the fence or might be deistic. But that's just my thoughts. Maybe I just have no idea what I'm talking about. Maybe I should go read some deistic philosophy or something. Maybe they answered this. Maybe this is answerable after all. But I feel like theism does a much better job of addressing this stuff. So I don't know. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if I'm completely off base, or if I know what I'm talking about, or if you got anything else for me to cover. And if you guys enjoy this kind of style, make sure you like this video, subscribe. Let me know what else you want me to do in the comments. I do take requests. I do take suggestions. And we will be back in another video. See you guys later. God bless.